Beverley is the heart and soul of the Clippers. Don't take my word for it. Listen to this. The Clippers are 34-10 when Beverley plays this season compared to 7-9 when he doesn't. In order to fully understand Pat Bev's gritty playing style and mentality on the court, you need to first understand his upbringing. Here's a look at his upbringing in Chicago, as told by Beverley himself.
I just try to lead y'all to the right path. Y'all don't even understand. Innocent bystanders every day, man, is getting shot. Just the west side. Your black can't go to every party. Because as soon as somebody see Patrick Beverley, you're going to be trying to fight you. Pat, you're a role model, man. You got a big chance, man, to go do something.
In 2006, Marshall High School on the west side of Chicago had a reputation for violence.
I did not want Patrick to go to Marshall. Pat pleaded that he would never know if he could get a chance to make it pro if I kept him in the suburbs, because no one would ever see him.
I think we were ranked, the top 5 worst high school at the some wild shit. But we got a really good basketball team.
Arthur Agee starred the 1994 documentary Hoop Dreams, filmed Beverley's senior season at Marshall for the 2007 sequel, Hoop Reality.
I thought it was dope. When you go back and look at it, the documents, the things I say and the morals and codes I used to have, I still have those. Me about the kill on the basketball court, and murder, death, kill, and see red is kind of the same passion I play with now.
Quit playing with these folks out here. You better stop, get to that basket.
Patrick was averaging close to 30 points a game. I'm sitting in the crowd. They said if he scores more than 40, we're going to hurt him. And this is the gang members in the crowd.
Despite danger lurking in the stands, Patrick went on to lead the state in scoring with 37 points per game and earned a scholarship to Arkansas. He thought college would be his ticket out of Chicago.
Beverley lines up a three. He's got it.
But in August 2008, Patrick was suspended for turning in a paper that wasn't his.
Hopefully, I have an opportunity to go to the NBA. I'm not really good at nothing else, so, just what else can I do? I don't have anything else.
When you're in a situation where you don't know how strong you have to be until your strength is tested, you wouldn't know you don't do anything.
With a new baby to feed, he returned home to Chicago and began selling drugs.
We sold this weed and, a couple crackheads around the area, so we sold drywall too. That's like the fake version of cocaine.
When I hear him say that he was good at selling drugs, is scary. All I see is death or jail. I haven't met any old drug dealers.
A couple months went by, I think I had like 9,000 in there. But, the past of my cousin kind of shifted a lot of things.
A month after returning to the West Side, Beverley went out to hustle, bringing along his cousin, Donovan Poo Poo Morris.
I'm shooting dice, and I'm about to head back. I'm like, Poo Poo, yo, you come with me? Like, nah, I'm chilling out here. I'm good, cool. All right, didn't think of anything. 5-6 minutes into the drive, I get a call. Somebody just killed your cousin. I'm like, what?
He got caught in the middle of a shootout. We came over here and the ambulance told us to come to the hospital.
Donovan was pronounced dead by the time his family arrived. Patrick was asked to identify the body.
Broke open his rib cage, got a bunch of towels on him. See the bullet when it went through his face. Kiss him on his forehead. Apologize. Walk out. I had nightmares for like 2 months straight. Couldn't sleep. Now I felt like it was my fault because I brought him over there a lot, and was living with that. It was an incident that changed my life.
2 days after Donovan's death, Patrick received an offer to play in the Ukraine. He spent 4 seasons overseas, also playing in Greece and Russia. Then in 2013, the Houston Rockets offered him a chance to play in the NBA, but it required him to buy out his Russian contract with his own money. He took the gamble.
I think I came back to the States, I think I had $7,000 to my name. Bet it on myself, man, and I didn't roll a 7 either. I rolled a 9. And I kept shooting until I got a 9 back.
Beverley, corner three, puts it in. Again, Beverley got a piece of it. Another one. Patrick Beverley, big shots at clutch time.
Beverley has become one of the elite defenders in the NBA, earning a 3-year, $40 million contract with the Clippers in 2019. But he still plays hungry, angry, and like someone who still has something to prove.
Every obstacle, every injury, every hurt was preparing him for this moment. I feel his pain. I know his sacrifice, and to see him on top is a wonderful feeling.
Thanks to Patrick Beverley, our guy Om Young-Misuk, who was voicing that, and our friends over at NBA Countdown for that great feature. Coming up, who would be a better fit for the Lakers as we go across town now? Dion Waiters or J.R. Smith? We'll speculate on the Lakers in just a moment. But first, it's time for our second in the Bucks, hosting the Pacers at 7 Eastern. Then Zion and the Pelicans take on Luka and the Mavs. Circle that one for sure.
Yeah.
Welcome back to The Jump. I'm George Sedano in for our fearless leader, Rachel Nichols, alongside Ramona Shelburne and Clinton Yates. It's now time to play one of America's favorite games here on The Jump, BS.
The ball deserves to go in the crowd after a bull move like that.
I think it's bull.
I just thought it was bull.
Don't give me that crap.
It's time for BS or Real Talk, where we give you quotes and then we give you emojis. First up, Brett Brown, who told reporters yesterday after practice he strongly believes Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are destined for an NBA championship. Here's the quote: "I personally am convinced those two are going to win a championship at some point in their career, and they for sure can coexist. The myth is that they can't. I think that's so."
Expectations are, and look, Brett has two choices, okay? These are the guys that he's coached all the way through. He's the only coach they've ever had in the NBA. And he's brought these two guys along to this point. The championship expectations are there. That is what the whole process was for, is to get to this stage with two players of this caliber. So either he has to go all in and say, I'm riding with my guys, and if we win, we win together. If we lose, then one of us is probably gone, one or two of us, who knows? Yeah. Or he can start undermining one of them and trying to get him traded, right? If he thinks that they really can't coexist. He's obviously decided, I'm going with my guys. And I think that's reputable.
With Simmons hurt, I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but the question is Philly, where he's talking about this actually going down. I mean, look, he does have to believe this, though, and I believe it, too. They're as good of a duo in the NBA as any other young pairing. Why wouldn't they be able to figure out? Simmons is still a guy that's learning his game. He's not the player he's going to be at the end of his career that he is right now, in my opinion.
I agree, like both of you, with Brett. My only question is, and I like Brett a lot, I think Brett's a good coach, but is Brett going to be around to see that come to fruition? And that, to me, is the big question.
Yeah, I think that's the question this year answers, right? I think the expectations with the signings that they've made with Al Horford, right, and Tobias Harris, the money they've given out to those four guys.
It hasn't worked out. Al Horford
so
situation hasn't worked out.
Yeah, no, it hasn't worked so far. So is the question, is it the surrounding pieces around Embiid and Simmons, or is it Embiid or Simmons, or is it Brett Brown?
Yeah.
This year, I think, tells the tale.
The truth usually lies somewhere in the middle, right? Like, that's generally
the truth lies with whoever's making the final call.
There's that, too. All right, next up, Jeannie Buss had this to say about why Dwight Howard left the Lakers the first time around. She said, quote, "I understand why he left, because we hired a coach that didn't respect his game and wasn't going to put him in a position to succeed." Is Jeannie Buss on Dwight's first Lakers tenure BS or Real Talk? Ready? Go.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first. I'll tell you why it's BS.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I've heard her say this several times before, just not publicly. So the fact that she said this at this Lakers All-Access event is amazing. Let's break this down. The coach they hired was Mike D'Antoni, who coaches the Houston Rockets now and might be a Lakers opponent in the second round.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Secondly, the coach they didn't hire was Phil Jackson, who Jeannie Buss was engaged to at the time.
Correct.
Okay. Whoa, let's revisit. And the person making the decision to hire Mike D'Antoni over Phil Jackson was her brother, Jim Buss, who is now no longer with the organization because she fired him.
Correct.
There is so much to that quote.
Which is what adds this all up to BS.
Right.
Come on now.
This is what I'm saying. D'Antoni since won a Coach of the Year award. Why are you doing this at this point? I mean, I get it. It's honest. It might be
That's
true.
honest.
She might believe it.
What is
she
the point?
believes it.
I don't understand why at this stage of this season with this squad in this scenario, this needs to come out at all.
She's got his back.
This is unbecoming, in my opinion, of what the Lakers are about, taking these kind of shots at a guy at this stage.
Now, look, Jeannie clearly believes it. I don't think there's any doubt. And, of course, she should take up for Dwight. So that aside, Mike D'Antoni also thought he was getting a Dwight Howard who was as dominant a pick-and-roll player as there was. Right. Yeah. And he was bringing in Steve Nash to run it with him. And then Dwight's like, nah, I want to post up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not all on Mike D'Antoni that Dwight didn't want to do what he was brought in to do. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, Jeannie may be right that it may be ultimately up to the coach to put them in the best position, but Dwight wasn't cooperating with what Mike had envisioned for that team to do.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Because they ran the numbers. Like, I remember speaking to Jim Buzz on this at the time, and they ran the numbers of hire a coach who says, no, actually, we're going to change the way basketball's played.
Right. All right, let's move on. Last up, Lloyd Pierce didn't love his team's effort last night in a blowout loss at home to the Grizzlies. Here's Pierce after the game. Take a listen.
I got nothing for you guys. You can ask away. I got nothing for you.
Is there a teachable moment here at all?
I don't know what to teach. You can't teach effort. You can talk about it. Effort is effort. Yep.
All right, then. BS or real talk, go. Woo. Real talk.
Real talk. Woo. Not only is that a broken man and a broken team, that is a broken media corps. Do you see how they respected the complete lack of questions? The guy got up there and they just stared at him. Oh, that's tough. I mean, the Hawks are terrible. Grizzlies started that game 0 for 11, and they still got blown out by 40 points, the Hawks did. Like, that, to me, I think he's right. You can't – what are you supposed to do about that if you're the coach? It's the NBA. You know, the guys – connecting with guys is half the issue. We saw what happened with Beeline in Cleveland, and if he doesn't feel that he's connecting with them, what is he going to say? That was a remarkable piece of tape on a lot of levels.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him because, like, the Hawks, to me, are one of the most disappointing teams in the NBA this year. They were poised to make that jump. They were like everybody's, like, sleeper pick to sneak into the playoffs this year, and it has not happened. And I think Lloyd feels terrible about it. It's, I think he had done a really nice job with them before this, and it's inexplicable how bad they've been this year. I know they went out and made a trade just to try to even get better. Now Capella's not there, right? But he's injured. But they're not trying to lose.
Right.
Like, they're not trying to tank. They've made moves over the course of the last 2 years where if they wanted to tank, they could have tanked. But they believe in creating a winning culture and trying to continue developing, and they have not done that.
All right, here's what The Jump recommends for today. Kirk Goldsberry has a piece on ESPN.com and the ESPN app that breaks down the problems behind Trae Young's signature play, despite putting up eye-popping numbers. So make sure you check it out here during the break.
Brad Beal's going to retweet that.
Never mind Trevor Ariza.